guys. Hello all. And welcome back to Lily Bees. So I've got kind of a rough intro to this video. I didn't want to set everything up just to do a 10-second intro. I'm mainly going to be voicing this over because there's a lot of music in the different stores and it's just not worth the hassle of editing that out and dealing with the copyright, etc. So I'll try and make it as interesting as possible, but I hope you enjoy coming along with me on my latest bourbon hunt. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so the first stop of the trip, or one of the first, was here in Springfield, Missouri at the Brown Derby. And I'll just kind of go through. You can see we had a full shelf there of Knob Creek 12 year, full shelf of Larceny Barrel Proof and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. This was the 523. They didn't have the 923 yet, which is going to be a banger bottle once that comes out. Full shelves of Ben Holiday, which isn't surprising in Missouri where it's made, but is a really good value bottle, and so that was cool to see. I was kind of sleeping on this old Overholt 114. I wish I would have grabbed that, but luckily enough, it looks to be available, so I can get that another time, and I'm excited to add that to the collection. There was tons of this Blue Note everywhere, as always in Missouri. This one in particular was the single barrel pick by the Brown Derby, and they had possibly just done that because there were cases all over the place. Knob Creek 12 Select 120 proof, and then just kind of some funny to see Templeton. That's a local to me bottle. This was what I might have considered their premium room, but everything was pretty highly priced and wasn't necessarily what I was looking for. Here's the Pendleton 20 year. Then at another location, a full shelf of Knob Creek 12 once again, which is something we don't really see here. Sagamore Double Oaked Rye, which is highly recommended but overpriced here. And Remus Repeal Reserve Batch 7, I think it is. I did skip that. Here was a small store we stopped into because it looked cool, but was unfortunately a bust. Next stop of the day, Macadoodles. For you beer guys, Yuengling is everywhere down here. Yeah, Yuengling was all over the place. Okay, Good Times is around Missouri, but overpriced, and I haven't quite wanted to pull the trigger on that because of the high price. There again was the Ben Holiday. I passed up on this new Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye because that's going to be pretty much nationwide, so I didn't need to grab it there. Funny enough, it's $10 less here in the video than it is at my local store, so I'm still waiting on that bottle. Here's some Japanese and Scotch. Next stop was Hollister, Missouri. This is just outside of Branson at the Beer and Bottle. And unfortunately, this was also a bust. Pretty empty shelves. There was an interesting Jeremiah Wheat I hadn't seen before, but I left that there. Crossing over into Arkansas, we stopped at the Holiday Island Sunfest Market. Again, more Yuengling all over. Oktoberfest was really good. But something interesting I learned is that a state law in Arkansas is you can't sell hard liquor at a grocery store. It has to be a specific, I think grocery or convenience store. It has to be a specific liquor store. Here we swung into Booze Brothers of Eureka Springs, and unfortunately it was also a bust. Here was across the street. That same old Moses was kind of cool looking, but very highly priced. So just wanted to show the rest of kind of the standard selection that I saw. Kentucky Deluxe was around. Just your standard set pretty much of Jim Beam, things like that. Evan Williams Green Label, which I had falsely heard was discontinued, was all over the place. Here was the first major score, or somewhat major. Store owner offered me the last Weller Special Reserve that they had. And now down in Rogers, Arkansas, Early Times Bottled and Bond, which is an amazing, amazing value at half the price of what it is here in Iowa in plentiful supply. We're lucky to see Early Times in 1 or 2 bottles, and here they had cases and cases of it for nearly half the price of what it is here. So if you're down in Arkansas and haven't had that, I highly recommend it. Old Forester Rye we don't have. The Maker's 46 cask strength in the new bottle design. And then here was a full shelf of all of, or nearly all of, the Smoke Wagon selections. Really cool. Spirito was a bust. And so then we moved on to BJ's. They didn't really have anything too crazy. They had Sweetens Cove there, and then they had a Henry McKenna for like $80. I picked up this 13th Colony because the bottle resembles Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, which I thought was funny. And here's a couple Heaven Hill.
Okay guys, quick update. We came over to Kansas, out of the way just a little bit, just to hit another state, and just happened
left onto Huntington Boulevard, South Margrave Street.
To figure out, without even knowing, whoops, that we're in Bourbon County, Kansas. So this has to be good.
Yeah, so I had high hopes. A little bit of a joke there, but I did have high hopes, and unfortunately the first stop was a bust. But the second stop across town, check that out. Full shelf, Weller Special Reserve. I've never seen anything like it. Okay, so just wanted to run through my little haul here. For the trip, we had Early Times Bottled and Bond. I did pick up a Journeyman Silver Cross there on the left because I actually have that barrel here at home, so I thought that was cool. Went with the Larceny B523, which is supposed to be really tasty. I've got the 123, so it'll be interesting to compare. I picked up an Irish bottle there in the back, which I didn't realize would be everywhere, but that was like a $23 bottle worth a shot. In the middle there is a Maker's Bespoke with a custom label, just to commemorate the trip. Got the Knob Creek 120 Single Barrel Select there in the middle. Hendrick's Gin for somebody else is unique to see. There's the Weller, of course, a couple local bottles, and then on the right is the Jim Beam Bonded. I've got a little bit of a collection of those lower end Jim Beam bottle styles, and the Bonded is one that we do not have, and I only saw that in one location, so I wanted to make sure to grab that, and I'll be doing a comparison and a review on those bottles here in the near future. So that's the trip. Thanks a lot for tuning in and watching. Make sure to like and subscribe as always, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.